G'day my succies, it's Jesse Q7 here. Hope you guys are having a good day today. If you are having a good day, I recommend that you have a cheese toasty because cheese toasties bring you good luck if you're having good days, you know? Just a little bit of cheese and if you're in for it, some tomato, but even if you're even like more cheeky, just chuck in a little bit of ham. But for those vegetarians out there, maybe not. Just stick with the tomato and the cheese, eh? So today I'm going to be talking. Ooh, voice break there. Today I'm going to be talking about how I accidentally became somewhat of a ninja. That's right, guys. I became a ninja by accidentally doing stuff as a kid and learning things that I didn't mean to. It all started off maybe when I was about 6 years old, when my parents decided, yo, it's a good time for little Juzzy here to head out for karate lessons like his two older sisters. So my older sisters had been doing karate for about 2 or 3 years previous, just a bit of self-defense, because you never know what's gonna come attack you in the middle of the night when you're going down those dark alleyways for some specific things that I can't talk about here. Flowers, yeah. Jokes aside, I do agree with them when it came to the karate training because you never know when you're going to be attacked by someone and it's going to be fatal. Instead of being able to escape, you might be caught up, and defending yourself is the best way to get out of it, honestly, especially when you don't have an escape route. So, as a keen child, I was ready to train. I did a lot of things just to get good at kicking, fighting, punching, you know, doing all the little tricks to get people grappled and rolls and all these small things that you don't really think much about when you're a kid. You just think it's kind of cool. So I did all that with my siblings, and we went from white belt to black belt. But during your time in karate, especially as a kid, you're learning the movements and you're not actually learning how to properly fight and defend yourself. So as the years went on, where we went up the belts and we got into the higher ranks. So maybe when I was 12, maybe 13, I think it was more 12, my sister and I finally went for our black belts. And I'd caught up with her because I was a pretty keen individual as a child. I just wanted to get like better at defending myself and fighting. It was good fun, sparring with people, but you can't really improve too much as a kid. Like you can do it, but there's generally no contact or very minimal contact. So after all the proper training and stuff, I was finally at the level where I knew everything, but I didn't know how to perform it if it was in a more tight situation. For instance, if I was actually in a fight, I knew how to like do the movements, but I didn't know how to actually fight properly. So when I was going through the years, we stayed on black belt and we started teaching kids, and it wasn't too much. Like as I was doing it, it was more like in the background, because I'd been doing it for so long. When you like brush your teeth every day, you don't really think about how you brush your teeth. You just kind of do it. So that became karate for me until I hit 16 when I went into a adults class instead, which they generally had a lot more, 21-year-olds and up. So I was going into an environment that I was not overly comfortable with, but it was very beneficial because there was actually more contact and people would actually fight. And with this contact, with this fighting, you could get better. And yeah, the one of the first times I went, I got an uppercut into the mouth, and it was not that hard. Everyone has punching gloves, like boxing gloves, and mouth guards, but this was just a bit before I bought it. And what actually happened was I chipped some of my teeth just because of sparring. And from then on, I always had like a mouth guard, but dang, it was actually pretty. It knocked me in a way that I didn't realize I would be knocked, and it was kind of a wake up call that I needed to get knuckle down and learn how to defend myself even better in like these quick scenarios. It's like quick time play, but in real life, quick time events. Now, over time, I did get more skilled with fighting. I'm good at sparring now. If you want to spar me, I'll have a fun time. I'm super flexible because of doing all these training and exercises throughout the years. I can kick way above my head, and it's pretty cool. And I'll tell you the rest because martial arts is one thing, but being a ninja involves you know, a little bit of jumping around and doing flips and stuff like that. Where my acrobatic skills originated from was from when I was a kid. I used to hang out with my mate. Let's call him Brady. So Brady and I would, play around as kids, and we'd run around doing all our little kid things. And one thing that we always used to do was play this game where we ran up against the wall and try to get as high as we could. And this was just up like near a building, and the building was actually quite tall, and they had numbers going up from the bottom of the wall to the top of the wall for each brick. So our goal was to each time try and touch a brick that was higher than us. So Brady and I were pretty even leveled with getting them. The thing is, I was really short as a kid. Like I was exceedingly short. Brady was double my height, so he could reach like the really high areas, and I had to just kind of attempt to catch up and get up with him. And it was kind of funny because um, I ended up like running up against this wall and taking the first step and then reaching as high as he could. And over time, we'd been doing this game for years without even knowing, because it was a good fun time, just trying to reach as high as you can. Over time, I learned how to run up against a wall, take one step, and then leap and take the second step and get even higher. Because I think we were getting up to brick 23 or 28, so we were nearly touching the roof at that stage. And this was just in primary school, didn't think too much. There was also a little wall that we practiced running around and running over in primary school. It was a wall going up from like the bottom of the stairs to the top, and during like our gang up chasey games, so when everyone had to run after you, the kids who could run up those walls were definitely like the better ones, and because of like the unintentional running up of the walls, ninja training and stuff. I could do it, and I was one of the last one to get caught or the first to catch everyone because I was a little fit kid who could do all these cool tricks. Now, how I learned to flip was an interesting one, and do like tricks like that. It was more of like my sisters were showing off one time, and they always used to do like cartwheels and stuff, so I'd join in, and that's small stuff. But what we always used to do was we'd run up and do like a rolly flip onto my parents' bed in like the mornings. And this wouldn't happen all the time, but it would be constant enough that we get pretty used to like doing like roll flips onto the bed. And yeah, this was probably a little bit after the incident where I ninja kicked the window. So we were still doing this, and I got better at it. And I didn't really think too much of it until I was 16, and everyone was doing dives into the local river. And I ran up and did a flip into the river, and everyone was like, "What? How did you do that?" So that was the most unintentional thing, just learning how to do it. But it all kind of came together over time. Just small things kind of perk in. Like doing high jump in school, I was always one of the best. Yet again, I was always the shortest. And being the shortest, you have to catch up with everyone else. So yeah, I was doing high jump with a bunch of my mates who were super athletic as well because my primary school was filled with like those super smart kids and super athletic kids for no apparent reason. Like it just happened to be that area with all these intelligent and super athletic kids. So I thought I was fairly average. Turns out I was in that above average range where you're not really. It was weird. It was a weird time. Like some of my friends who have been getting like their results have been the best in our state out of that school, and it's really crazy to see the people that you hang out with when you're a kid and you think they're smart, but they really are. They're really something. They're really smart. Or like friends who are that athletic that they're starting to go into the Olympics and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy. So the final thing was I actually learned how to do front flips and back flips without like any trampolines or anything. So at the start of last year, I went out with my first girlfriend to that trampoline park, and that's where I learned how to do a few more front flips and back flips properly. I was a bit more confident over time with that, but then I was like, yo, I want to learn how to do this IRL without a trampoline. So I did it through some YouTube tutorials. So if you ever want to learn these things, use YouTube tutorials. But then again, don't, because there's chance of you breaking your back, and you don't really want to do that. So, like, after learning all those cool tricks and stuff, I became a unintentional ninja. Yeah, hope you enjoyed, guys. Anyway, cheers to you, all my suckies, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you have beautiful days as per usual, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.